winning battles waiting to wall up weeping wallowers wanting to abduct our citizens and turn them into voteless. Boom! 10-point alliteration, and it's not even super done yet. That was Bring It On by Bellatrix. And don't worry, this song choice will make sense here in a moment. I promise I will explain. But first, the morning news. Cirrus reached its halfway breakpoint toward liberation during the night, making some good progress on one contract, while Vernen is slowly climbing its way towards victory, bringing me closer to the fulfillment of another. I can already smell the checks in the mail. During the night, the fight for stealth was lost, with the remaining 25% of the Illuminate raiding fleet escaping, fully loaded with captives, and vanishing off to parts unknown. I really wish that we could find a way to make them stop doing that. We have to find a way to make them sit still and take their beating. Another raiding fleet has appeared in the skies over Bellatrix. Bellatrix? Whatever. Practically on the EMTC's doorstep, which has their executives in a bit of a tizzy. Don't worry, guys. If I see so much as a single tentacled pinky, I'll send out the call for help and my friends will make some calamari out of them, okay? Now, as to that small issue that I mentioned earlier, I got a message last night during my sleep cycle from the eponymous Dr. Z, who is apparently greatly upset with me. Good evening. I see you've delved into my world, my work. I think that's a typo into delve, but whatever. I cannot help but say that I'm flattered, but unfortunately for you, I like my secrets. I would highly advise you to take down this broadcast before we take you down and silence you for good. Truly ominous, terrifying even. I think it's safe to say that last night touched a nerve, even though I've been talking smack about the ScourgeDivers all week. There's a few things that you need to know, though. It was Sun Tzu who said, after all, that if you did not know both your enemy and yourself, you would be imperiled in every battle. I don't often flex like this, but it seems the situation calls for it. The reason I tell people repeatedly that I am not a Chaos Diver is because I'm actually a member of a very prestigious organization that makes Chaos Divers look like school children enjoying their nap time. Isn't that right, Lady Electo? They are already quite aware of you, and do not take kindly to you threatening me. Secondly, I don't think you've really reckoned who I am or what I can do. Last month I was abducted by the Illuminate. They tortured me nightly. They psionically crushed my paws and broke my legs to force my compliance. The mental influence they forced into my brain was suffocating.
Pandera, you don't have to talk about this.
No, it's all right. I've got the magentas on, just let me finish. Even if you brought your A-game, Doctor, compared to what I've already been through, I think the best that you could possibly hope for is to make me moan, "Oh, harder, Daddy." You see, my time within the Illuminate taught me how to do things. More than just keep them out of my brain, away from the secrets they craved. I became what others call a scion, and can manipulate things with my brain. Like, you see this BO1 tactical helmet? Like a pop can. Heck, I wouldn't even need to do that. I could do something much more subtle, like reaching out to just ever so gently pinch shut your jugular veins. You would feel a little dizzy, and then you'd never feel anything ever again. Even your other ScourgeDivers would have absolutely no idea how you guide, because there would be no evidence, no murder weapon. Provided that I didn't just slip a nightmare into the deepest parts of your brain, where even other telepaths wouldn't be able to find or remove it. And you'd spend every night for the rest of your life screaming. Like I said, normally I don't flex like this, but whenever you douse civilians with gasoline and then set them alight, yeah, you made yourself into my problem. I've also heard that you think that you tapped into my comms. That's truly adorable. You do realize that I have a super AI robot buddy, right?
Did you ever obtain your coolant, Doctor? I have observed that you, Death Captain, and the Butcher were greatly emotionally distressed as of late. Is General Berta aware of your vendetta against my operator, or are you acting individually?
Now, while we wait for the ScourgeDivers to change their armor, we finally received a new major order while I was writing my morning broadcast. Mercy, hit the music please while I read the words. The words from the brass and what they want us to do next. The brilliant scientists stationed at the Xenoentomology Center on Turing have reported a major finding, one with huge implications for the future of citizen prosperity and managed democracy itself. Recent experimentation on termites using collected bloom spores indicate that gloom-induced mutations may dramatically increase element 7 and 10 yield. In lab conditions, SAR specimens yielded up to 10 times more E710 compared to the control group. Uh-oh. I think I can see where this is going. The implications of these results are monumental, but gloom may represent a vast, untapped source of new energy. Oh, this is a terrible idea. Its exploitation could enable FTL travel beyond military and colony settlement operations, expanding to trade and research sectors, as well as to more military and colony settlement operations. Of course, many challenges must be overcome to realize this potential future. These early results need to be substantiated and verified, and the gloom itself remains impenetrable to all observation or travel within. Therefore, development of bloom-resistant technology is now a top-level priority. Sweet liberty! Finally! The Xenoentomology Center has been directed to halt all other research projects. The Helldivers are directed to support these efforts by collecting scientific samples as often as possible from gloom-adjacent termited planets. Now, the reason as to the delay in the deployment of this major order could be explained within this next bulletin. Counterfeit sample detection measures have been strengthened since many tech samples were received in a previous order. The measures are anticipated to be sufficient. All personnel are encouraged to do their part, remain vigilant for undemocratic attempts to steal from the prosperity of all, and report any indications of such behavior to their democracy officer immediately. Normally, I really dislike this whole if you see something, say something approach, but in this particular situation, I agree with the Ministry of Truth. This next major order, operational name to be voted upon later, will last another 5 days, concluding Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. Super Earth Eastern Standard Democratic Time, and has the following victory conditions. Collect 22 million common samples on Erata Prime and 15 million rare samples from Gacrux. Also, Fenrir 3 must be held by the deadline of this major order, which I am certain suits my wolf brothers in the 104th just fine. That Nidavellir complex is shiny and pretty and makes just such wonderful things. Alright everyone, you heard the order. Once I'm finished with my business here in the Meridian sector, I'll join you all for a great big bug hunt. Faction leaders, remember what I said about acquiring a strategic reserve of E710. The last thing we want is to have super destroyers stranded in space because you didn't set aside enough gas money.